Hi, today we are playing a puzzle called Lits, and I'm going to take you through the rules. Here we have a grid which is divided into regions. We have to place one tetromino in every region, exactly one. What's a tetromino? A tetromino is a shape made of four cells. So, for example, this is a tetromino. So, it contains four cells, and that's a tetromino. This is a tetromino. It has four cells again. So a tetromino can have five shapes. So it can be an O shaped, it can be L shaped, sorry, it can be Z shaped, it can be T shaped, and it can be I shaped. So these are the five shapes that a tetromino can take, and they can be rotated, of course. So this is also a T shape for us. Right. So now we know what tetrominoes are. So we have to place exactly one tetromino in every region in this grid. And all the tetrominos should connect with each other orthogonally. So they should form a continuous connected region. And two or tetrominos that connect with each other, that touch each other, cannot have the same shape. For example, this is an I tetromino, and this is another I tetromino. So they cannot touch each other. So this is an invalid configuration. Okay, and the last rule is that we cannot have any 2 cross 2 region which contains all four shaded cells. We cannot have any such regions. So not just an O tetromino in a region, we cannot have any region in the whole grid that contains a 2 cross 2 cells that are all shaded. So those are all the rules, and we can get started. So, okay, I'll start with the smaller regions. So here you can see this region only has 6 cells. So uh, the there are there can be only a few tetrominos in here. So it can be this or this or this. So whatever the tetromino is, at least these two cells are gonna be part of all tetrominos. So these are part of the solution. Okay. Similarly, in this region, it contains 7 cells. So these two will always be part of the solution. Yeah. Okay. Now, oh, look at this region. This has exactly 4 cells, so it has to form a tetromino of a Z shape. All right. Now look at this 2 cross 2 region. So this cannot be shaded because then it will make a 2 cross region where all 4 cells are shaded. So this has to be unshaded. Okay, similarly, this region, this cell is also going to be unshaded. Okay, now this region is also small. It has 7 cells, and so this one has to be shaded. Yeah. And looking at this one, this also has 6 cells. So at least these two are going to be part of all the tetrominos that can be put into this region. Okay. Any more small regions? Not really. So, okay, let's look at this one. This is also a small region. It has just 5 cells. So we cannot put all 4 shaded cells here. So at least one shaded cell would be this one, and this will have to connect to its neighbor. And now it can either be this or this or this, right? So we don't know which is which. Okay, now look at this one. This is an interesting shape. So I'm going to claim that this one cannot be shaded. Why? Because if this is shaded, then the tetromino is going to look like this. But this tetromino makes a 2 cross 2 region where all 4 cells are shaded. So this is not shaded. Similarly, this one cannot be shaded because then it will make a tetromino like this, in which case we also have another 2 cross 2 shape which is all shaded. So this is also not shaded. All right, now look at this. These two cells cannot be shaded together. So one of these two have to be unshaded. Right, and exactly one of them has to be shaded. Because if both are unshaded, then we cannot form any tetromino in this region. So at least one of them is shaded and one of them is unshaded. So either it forms a tetromino like this or a tetromino like this. But it cannot form this tetromino because then this and this are touching each other and they both have the same Z shape. So the tetromino here is like this. Okay, that makes sense. Now, this cell has to be unshaded because of the 2 cross 2 rule. And now this one cannot be shaded because then it will make an I tetromino, which will make a 2 cross 2 region again. So this is unshaded, which means this has to be shaded at least, which means this is unshaded because of the 2 cross 2 rule. That means this is shaded. And what else? Okay, now looking at this region, we can see that this cannot be shaded because then it will make a tetromino like this. So these two cells are unshaded. And now we only have 5 cells here, so these 3 are shaded, which means this is unshaded. Okay, which means this is shaded at least. Okay, now this makes these two cells are not going to be like this because then it's going to make a 2 cross 2 region again. So this is shaded and one of these two is shaded. Correct. And since this region is only going to form an L-shaped tetromino, this one cannot be an L-shaped, so it has to be a T-shaped. Correct. Now these two cells are not shaded. Yes. That means in any case, this cell is shaded. Right. Oh, look at this. This one cannot be shaded because if this is shaded, then this is going to be an L tetromino and there is already an L tetromino, so they're going to touch and that's not allowed. So this is unshaded and this is shaded. So this one cannot be shaded because then it will be another L tetromino touching other L tetrominos. So this is unshaded and this is shaded. Right, so this is now unshaded to make it a 2 cross 2 region which does not have all 4 shaded cells, which means this is shaded now. Right, that makes this one unshaded by 2 cross 2 rule, and that leaves us with this small region, and we need to have this cell shaded. Yes, it has to be shaded. Right. Now this cell cannot be shaded because then it will make a tetromino like this. So it's not shaded. This one is not shaded. This one can be shaded. Or can it? I don't think this can be shaded because if this is shaded, then this will also be shaded. And we cannot move down, so we'll have to move towards the right. And now we'll have to move towards we'll have to move down. And now these are two L's touching each other. So this is also not shaded. But look at this one. So this is going to be an L-shaped tetromino without a doubt. So this one cannot be L-shaped like this. So this is unshaded. Now that leaves us with a 7-cell line. So this has to be shaded. Right. Now this one cannot be shaded because then again this will make an L-shaped, which will touch another L-shaped. So this is not shaded. Oh, look at this. If I shade this one, so this is an L and this is also an L and they touch each other. So that's not allowed. So this is unshaded and this is shaded. Right. Now look at this. We have a new rule coming in. We see that this region of shaded cells is not touching any of its neighbors yet. So it has to touch it somewhere and it's going to be here at this point. So this is shaded, which means the tetromino looks like this. Right. Now this has to be unshaded. And okay, now look at this. This region is not connected with anything here, so it has to be connected with something here. Otherwise, this will be cut off. So it has to connect here and then further somewhere here. So the only way it can do it is like this. And now this has to touch this one in order to continue the shaded region. Right, right. And this one is also kind of segregated and has to touch something here. Okay, this from this cell, I can never reach here and here. I can do this or this or this. Right. Okay, let's think about it. So I cannot make this L shape. I cannot make this L shape. So the only shape that I have are this and this. Right. And in both cases, these two cells are going to be shaded and these are going to be unshaded. And exactly one of these two cells is shaded. That's right. And now this has to connect up here. So this is shaded and we only have one possible region. So it's this one, which means this is unshaded because of 2 cross 2 rule. And now we have to think again. Okay, now look at this. This is a Z-shaped tetromino. So this one cannot be a Z shape. So it has to be a T shape. That's right. Now this one again has to connect up somewhere and there's only one place and that is here. And now with this, I can never reach this. And this one is not a Z shape, so Let's think. This is also another region which is not connected yet. It can connect here or here. Oh, again, look at this. This one is an unshaded cell because if this was shaded, then it would make these two shaded and this will be a 2 cross 2 region. Fine, so this is unshaded. So this has to be shaded. Right. Now I can make an I region, a T-shaped region, or an L-shaped region. In any case, I'm touching this L-shaped region. So I cannot make this one an L-shaped. So I'll have to make it a T or an I. So an L is not possible. So it's not like this. A T is also not possible because that makes it a 2 cross 2 region with all four cells shaded. So it has to be an I region. So it's like this. That's right. Now this one cannot be shaded because then it's going to make another 2 cross 2 cell, 2 cross 2 region of all four shaded cells. Now, what is it? What is it? It's not. Oh, it has to contain this cell. There's no other way we can do it. Yeah. Now, I cannot make a T by taking both of these cells because that's going to make a 2 cross 2 region again. So this one has to be there. So this is not here. So this is here. That's done. Now, I cannot make it like this. So this is unshaded. This is also not possible. So this is also unshaded. Okay. But it has to connect up somewhere. So this region is containing here and it has to connect here. So it is going to be connected here, right? And I cannot shade this because then it's going to make an L shape, which is connected to the already present L shape. So this is unshaded. This will go at least up till here and it will not make an L, so it will make an I. Correct. That's good. Oh, now this region has to connect somewhere. So it will connect here and it will go up here. And also we know that this region is not connected yet anywhere. So it has to connect at the only place it can, which is in one of these two places. And it cannot connect here because it's too far from this. So it has to connect at this place. And it cannot be an L, so it has to be a Z. That is right. Now this one also has to connect up somewhere, and it's going to be here, which means this is unshaded. Right. Now look at this one. This is connected to this or this, one of these. Oh, look at this one. This whole region, this one, which is connected till here, has to connect up somewhere else. It cannot connect down here or here. So it has to connect here. So it'll go straight like this to connect with this here, which means this is shaded as well. And these two are not shaded. And this cannot be an I shape because this is already an I shape. So this is L. And now this has to connect with something and it will connect here, but not at this place because it's going to make a 2 cross 2 region. So it will connect here, which means this is also shaded and it cannot be an L. So it has to be this shape. Right. Now this is unshaded because of the 2 cross 2 rule. And this will connect to this or this. Oh, it cannot connect to this because this has to be unshaded, which means this is going to connect down here at this point. Right, so this is going to connect down here. So these two are connected, and there's only one way to make it, which is this. And now this one cannot be an eye, so this is unshaded. And it cannot connect here, so these are also unshaded. And these two are at least shaded just by the shape. And of course, it has to go here. So it's an L tetrahedron, which means this is unshaded. And this is connecting down here. This has to connect here, so it will connect at this point, which means this is also shaded, which means this is, of course, a T shape, but is it here or is it here? It has to be here so that it can connect up to this tetrahedron. And this is going to be connected at this point, and it cannot be a T shape or a Z shape, so it has to be an L shape. And the only way to make an L shape here is this. And that's how Let's puzzle has been solved. Bye.